Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the XP podcast. My name is Rob, and I'm joined by my co host. If you need a singer at your second uncle's, from your mother's twice removed Viking funeral, well, you got your man right
Mm,
here, Austin Murray. He's right here, ready for the job. How you doing, man?
yes, I'm doing great. Thank you for the intro and the plug. Yes, I actually minored in funeral singing, so specialty there. And yeah, so I'm doing great. Thank you, Rob.
Absolutely,
Everyone,
dude.
this is Rob. This is Rob, and this is his channel. And he's a guy, and he loves video games.
I am but a guy.
That's him.
That's me. I
That's
had to make
Rob.
sure I plugged your side gig. You know what I'm saying? Just in
Oh
case.
yeah,
And,
sure,
and by the
absolutely.
all the details will be in the summary down below. And as a matter of fact,
Yeah,
he has a deluxe deal going on right here, 2 for 1. That
that's right.
your wife is a professional funeral crier, so she would also help out
Yes.
in that aspect as
She's
well.
really good. We really provide a good ambiance for funerals. So even if you need us to zoom in, just get a Zoom going and have a projector, TV screen, something. I'm
Green
telling you,
screen,
I'm on green screen. We can really provide some good ambiance. So
absolutely.
to
Premium
your
top
loved
tier
ones,
talent right here. Premium top tier
thank
talent.
you. That's
Um,
that's me.
All right, guys, to get right into the show so we can get right into the main thing of what's going on today. This is the XP podcast, your bi-weekly casual podcast where we talk about all things video games and we come together to discuss them for your amusement. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, maybe topics or corrections that you want to bring to us, well, you can hit us up on Twitter. That is at Ambitious Casual, or you can email us at xppodcast@ambitiouscasual.com. Those who are listening on podcast services, utilize the timestamps that are going to be in the description of the show. And those who are watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. Hit the bell so that way you're notified. Are they doing bells anymore? I don't hear anyone saying bell anymore.
I think there's bells.
Okay.
I think there's still bells.
If the
Yep.
bell is still there, hit the bell. If it's not there, well, hit your little brother. Now,
Oh,
you guys are noticing there's something. You guys are noticing there's something different going on. There's only two people here. That's right.
Yeah.
Now I got a call from Adam's wife. She said that he was playing on the VR headset. Turns out
Uh-huh.
headset stuck to his face. So
Ah.
they made a emergency run to the hospital trying to get that thing off. I'm hoping
Kind of.
for a speedy recovery. You know how that goes, you know?
Yeah, you just gotta pry it off. It's at one point in the VR, you lose sight of reality. So I think as of right now, Adam thinks he's in reality, but
Correct.
alas, he's in VR. So they're trying to
Right.
get him back to reality, not virtual reality.
That's right. That's right. So, guys,
Poor
we
guy.
hope that his socials will be in the description. So make sure you go send him the wishes of speedy recoveries and all that. Actually, I hope they get
That's
that thing off
right.
his face for the
Me
next
too.
episode. But
Me too.
either or, going into the show, guys, we got some quick bits before we get into the main topics. Now, I'm gonna let you all know the main topics of the show today are going to be going over the PlayStation Showcase, and surprisingly, because of this emergency run from Adam, Austin and I are going to be doing a review for the first time on the XP podcast. And it's going to be the Red Dead
Yes.
Redemption 2 review in 2021.
Yes. Yeah, the 2021 review of Red Dead Redemption.
Correct.
Yes.
And you know what? Better late than never. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Hey, that game it ages like a fine wine, but we'll get into that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got some quick bits real quick. So I want to start off with one of these. One, Austin, I know we've been talking within our Slack channel.
Yeah.
Nintendo just dropped out of nowhere the ability for you to link up a Bluetooth audio device to the Switch.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest surprise to me was the fact that me learning that was just a flip of the switch they could have been doing the entire time. Why did they never do that?
I don't know. I'm not sure if they wanted to like allocate the Bluetooth to the controllers or other. I'm not sure, but it's just comical that Nintendo. It's been inside your Switch the whole time. That little secret hidden treasure has been inside your Switch device. The capability's been there. I guess it just wasn't in the code or software.
Exactly.
Yeah, like you said, it's just a switch of a flip, and flip of a switch, and we've been asking for it for a while, and it's just comical that it wasn't there at the beginning. But
Yeah.
they're Nintendo, so it's like regardless, y'all have your Nintendo IPs, and we're still gonna buy it and play it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
We are still going to buy it and we're still going to play it. I think before Adam went into the world of the virtual reality, he was updating
yeah,
us because he was actually using it.
he
And I
was.
haven't picked
He
up my
was.
Switch in a while. I mainly game on my Xbox and my PlayStation. I haven't picked up the Switch in a long time.
Yeah,
So I wasn't
yeah,
about to go do the whole update. But Adam was saying that his experience, which has been a common experience with a lot of other people who've also been using it, that there is some lag. Now,
yeah,
that is just strange on a whole nother level, just because of the fact that I asked the question, is the controller using some sort of proprietary software that's linking it to the Switch, or is it through Bluetooth? Adam said it was through Bluetooth. So if I have never experienced any kind of lag through the controller, why is there
yeah.
lag through audio? That's kind of weird, dude.
I don't know. I don't know. It's really strange, and like that'll throw off your game for sure. Like input lag is rough. Playing a
Oh
game with
yeah,
input lag or with any lag, audio lag is like infuriating. And he was
absolutely.
playing, I believe he was playing Crypt of the Necromancer,
Yes.
and so that was which is all based off of timing and tempo. So
Yep.
it's like, dude, if there's lag on your Bluetooth headset playing your Switch, like you're screwed.
Yeah, which was a great way to actually test that whole thing out. And
Yeah.
then our last quick bit. Okay, so we
Yeah.
recently got the Apple showcase. These showcases are
Yes.
always fun. The Apple's really good with their transitions and their shots, and they're
Beautiful
just
shots.
they're just really good at what they do, you know. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
something
yeah,
I didn't even realize this. I was watching it. I know
yeah.
you were watching it. I don't know if Adam was
Mhm.
watching it, but you pointed out there
Yeah.
like, yo, they just dropped Star Wars Hunters gameplay in the middle of the
Yeah.
showcase. And I was like, I
Yeah.
didn't even catch that. So do you want to go into in
Yeah.
depth of what you saw?
No, yeah. So this, and I doubt anyone, there's a really small group of people. This is for a very niche crowd who are actually, religiously following any gaming content that Star Wars releases,
Yeah.
And so, anyways, I always like Star Wars Hunters is on my radar because it was coming to mobile and it was coming to Switch, and, they hadn't released anything for it at all. And so I'm watching this Apple event because I love Apple and I think they're amazing. And they just randomly show some gameplay of Star Wars Hunters on the new iPad mini. And I was like, I literally was watching it and I went, wait, what? They,
Yeah.
they hadn't dropped any other footage or anything, and they just randomly nonchalantly were just showing this gameplay unseen. So, and the weird thing is that after a couple hours after the Apple event, the cinematic trailer dropped for Star Wars Hunters, which was really, really cool, really fun. A lot of people were trashing on the dialogue and saying it was worse than George Lucas's dialogue. But it was fun to watch. It looked like, Unreal Engine, Fortnite, Overwatchy. It was fun to watch, but they didn't show any gameplay. So if there's anyone out there who is like, man, I wish they would have shown some gameplay, go ahead and watch the Apple event, because there's like 5 seconds of gameplay of Star Wars Hunters. So
Okay. I
that
know
was
that
fun.
I think what's interesting is the fact that we first heard of Star Wars Hunters at a Nintendo event.
Yeah.
That's when we
Yeah,
first heard about
exactly.
it. And we actually covered it on the podcast when after it
Yeah.
happened, it was on E3. But the fact that it showed up on Apple, and then
Yeah.
not even like you said, a couple hours later, we got an actual cinematic trailer on Nintendo's YouTube channel showing it
Yeah.
off. It's just
Yeah.
kind of it's just weird back and forth or whatever.
It's like, what is happening? LucasArts Phil of gaming or whatever. Like, what are you doing? You're throwing tidbits here and there. And like a couple days before, screenshots of the game leaked somewhere. They were in like
really?
some sort of Facebook ads in like the different country or something.
Of course it was.
And so people are immediately like screenshotting it and sharing it on Twitter. So I don't know. The game's all over the place. As far as like my hopes for the game, like obviously my expectations are quite low. It's going to be made by Zynga, which do a lot of mobile games. And this is like their first time making a game of this scale. So I don't know. It's Star Wars. It'll be a casual fighting game. I'm not my hopes aren't too high. So
Yeah, and I
it
think
is what
what's
it is. But I'm
the,
excited.
the interesting thing about it is that I was pointing out just by the small amount that we got to look at it, I was like, this looks like Overwatch meets Star Wars, and it is a team
Yeah.
battle arena kind of game, which
Yeah,
actually
it
makes
is.
me really excited because I
It's cool.
I had my moment of where I enjoyed Overwatch. I kind of fell out of it just because new games come and
Yeah.
go. But I will
Yeah.
totally jump into a Star Wars Hunters game uh,
Sure.
in that same realm because I already had the knowledge of how it kind of works. And
Yeah.
you can see that they're kind of messing around with one. I don't think any of the characters that were being shown off in the trailer are canon, are they?
They haven't confirmed whether the game's canon or not.
Okay.
It almost, I don't even know if Lucasfilm is, I don't even know if anyone's going to bat an eye and really even care if it's
Okay.
canon or
Okay.
not. I mean, according to Lucasfilm games, like everything, and according to Disney, all Star Wars released by them is supposed to be canon. I don't know. I
Yeah.
highly doubt they would bring any characters from this, essentially free to play mobile game into any other parts of their universe. So
Yeah.
who knows? I don't even
Totally.
know if it matters per se.
Totally.
So yeah, should be fun though. Should be a cute little fun time.
Cool. Yeah. It's supposed to be coming out in 2022. So, guys, keep an eye out on that. Star Wars Hunters coming to iOS, Android, and the Nintendo Switch. Moving on, we're going into the first topic of the show. All right. We're going over the PlayStation Showcase. Now, Austin, did you watch the showcase at all, or did you pick up on all the news afterwards?
Yeah, I essentially was at work and I wasn't able to watch it live, but I definitely followed up on a lot of the news, mostly the news that I really was that I really cared about.
Oh, yeah.
And for the viewers and listeners, I don't actually own a PlayStation, so I'm not intensively watching what they're releasing, but I was very excited to hear about a lot of titles and yeah. So yeah, I'd love to get into it.
Sweet, sweet. That day when they showed off the showcase, that same day I made a video kind of going over everything that they talked about. It was the day it was recorded, so it was my thoughts then
Yeah.
at the moment. It's already been a week since then, so I've had some more
Yeah,
time to actually
crazy.
think about it, look over it. There's been a lot of people doing God's work, actually, like doing some breakdowns and stuff like that. So to
Yeah.
start things off, the PlayStation Showcase came about the first time we were seeing PlayStation all year. They didn't have any kind of
Yeah.
PlayStation state of plays. They've had the Horizon Forbidden West showing off that game kind of state of play, but other than that, nothing big. This was the big thing, and they made it a big thing, especially the fact that they called it a showcase, not a state of play.
Mhm.
They were kind of utilizing the branding of state of play as kind of like a Nintendo Direct, and when they
Yeah.
use when they use words like showcase, it's different from everything else that they've done. So we were expecting some big things. Did we get
Yeah.
those big things? That
Yes.
that yeah, we did get some big things, and I have a list of some of the stuff that they announced. I didn't put everything, and
Yeah.
before we go into it, I do want to say this before we get into everything regarding this, and I covered this in my video that I posted, which you can find on the channel as well. When you're PlayStation and you make a point that we're not going to be at E3, we're not going to be at Gamescom, we're not going to be at all these different things. You're making the point that we're PlayStation, we don't need anybody else. And then your show is practically 60 to 70% full of third-party games that we probably have already seen, that we've already seen before. That automatically tells me, okay, one, either you're holding a lot of things back, and if that's the case, why not keep pushing? And then two, it really makes these statements that you're trying to say that we don't need all these other things a lot like not as loud, because then you're
Hmm.
relying on the 60% of all these third party games to help fill up this show because you can't fill it up with anything else, or you're just
Hmm.
holding a lot of things back. And so
Hmm.
I was a little disappointed in that regard, but
Interesting.
I will say that there are some things that they did show off that are really interesting and really cool. Was I blown
Yeah.
away by the showcase? I was not blown away.
Mm.
I got excited, but let's get right
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
beginning of the showcase started off and we got an opening teaser. It was kind of a weird
Yes.
trailer of them just stylistically showing all these different things. And I knew by watching it, they were showing off different PlayStation stuff. And those who are listening, I'm using air quotes, PlayStation branded video games and things like that. I know
Yeah.
that's all that I noticed in the moment because I wasn't able to stop and pause and zoom in. Like it was just watching
Yeah.
as I was going. But I will
Sure.
say, after a week later, thanks to a breakdown by PlayStation Play, they did this breakdown showing all these different things that were being shown off in that teaser that I want to make point
Mm.
of. Now,
Oh.
some of these you'll look at and you'll be like, okay, they're just showing the logo off. But there's other things
Yeah.
where I'm like, they're showing something that has not even been announced yet. So there's a
Yeah.
lot to everything that's going on here than we might think. So I'm going to run through some of these things right off the bat. First off, we get to see a look at the Hogwarts Legacy logo, which is a new Harry Potter game that's being made. It's right off the bat, seeing something like that at the PlayStation Showcase, you have to ask yourself: are they just showing that just because they're just showing that, or does
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
mean something? Does it mean that they got like exclusivity to Hogwarts
Ooh.
Legacy? You know what I'm saying? Like taking that away from
Yeah.
Xbox and let's put this on PlayStation.
I don't know. I can't. I need to look that up. Is that going to be an exclusive? I thought it was for like all the big consoles.
For
I
for
mean,
what we've known, it has been like everyone's been assuming it's for every platform.
yeah. Well, this kind of ties into the Star Wars thing, but which we'll talk about. But I don't. I think that I feel like that's going to be everywhere. I think the
Mm,
reason why it seems so exclusive to PlayStation is because this is their big showcase. And, if a game's going to be for other consoles, they're not going to mention other consoles. This is dependent on the title, on the
very
game.
true.
And I think as far as Harry Potter goes, I have a feeling that it will be out for at least PC. At least
Oh,
PC.
absolutely, absolutely.
I think. I think.
Moving on from that, we get to see some artwork of God of War Ragnarok. Now, like I said,
Yeah.
this is the opening teaser. God of War Ragnarok was the last thing they showed 40 minutes later. So, and I didn't even notice this. So they showed, and it's like in the background, and all of these things were on the background of the video that people literally stopped, paused, zoomed in. This is it. And I looked at it with my own eye to confirm. So they showed off artwork to God of War Ragnarok that we've never seen before in this opening teaser, and you can miss it like that. We got to
Mm.
see a Tekken Mishima Zaibatsu logo, which is a Tekken logo. We get to see a Demon Souls club weapon. We get to see a Returnal Xenoglyphy cipher. We get to see Dragon Quest slime. We get to see a Sonic ring. We get to see a Fall Guys Aloy costume. And this was the first thing to me that actually told me there are some things in here that are being messaged to us that are exclusives, but we don't know yet. And this Fall
Mm.
Guys Aloy's costume has not been announced yet. Like, I've looked it up. I've looked to see if there's a Horizon Zero Dawn kind of collab going on between Fall Guys and PlayStation. There's not. There was just a picture of the
Mm.
Aloy costume and Fall Guys right there out of nowhere. So that's an announcement right there. And PlayStation hasn't
Yeah.
even confirmed it yet. We got to see a picture of Drake and Chloe from Uncharted, practically confirming the Legacy of Thieves collection that got announced later in the show. We got to see some new Temtems. That's like a Pokemon console game. It's heavily inspired by Pokemon, and it's a console game.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
got to
Yeah.
see Pac-Man Ghosts. We got to see imagine Pokemon. Holy moly!
Yeah. Pokemon Ghosts.
For real.
Yeah.
We got to see Final Fantasy 16 Valestia, and then the number 616. Now, this image right here is taking place of someone who's running through a subway, and in the back where you get those digital marquees, it says written out Valestia, which is the kingdom in Final Fantasy 16, and then the number 616, which some people are just guessing June 16th, 2022. Is that the release date for the game? Maybe. We get to see a Sly Cooper logo. We get to see Alan Wake Bright Falls, which was later announced that, they showed off the trailer to Alan Wake Remastered. They got to see it was either GTA 1 or GTA 2 being shown off. We got to see a Final Fantasy 7 logo. We got to see Genshin Impact Paimon. We got to see Street Fighter Fuden Kanzen symbol. We got to see Crash Bandicoot Woompa League. We got to see the Candy Bar logo from Deathloop. We got to see the Helldivers logo, which to me, someone who loves Helldivers, that really got me excited. We got to see Resident Evil 4 Las Plagas logo. And then we got to see Silent Hill 2's radio. And then lastly, an Aloy statue, obviously in regards to Horizon Forbidden West. Now, with all this being said, Austin, all these things,
All these things.
What I can say right now is that everything they hear that they was being shown off in that showcase,
Mm.
I feel like everything in regards to all these symbols is coming out in the near future. In near future, I
Yeah.
mean like in the next year or two. So
Yeah.
and that doesn't, and I'm not trying to claim that they're exclusive. I kind of agree with
Okay.
you with Hogwarts Legacy, owned by WB,
Yeah.
being made by
Yeah.
WB. Well, no, hold up. That makes me rethink though, because I know that
Oh,
at the
why?
beginning, in the beginning of the year, WB was trying to sell out their assets, and they were trying to sell studios. And I know Rocksteady was one of them, along with some other things. There's a good chance in the middle of that time of them trying to sell things, PlayStation swooped in, got an exclusivity deal for Hogwarts. There's a chance. There's a
There's a
chance.
chance.
But I do agree with you more though that if you were WB, you want Hogwarts
Yeah.
everywhere, everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Man, I don't know. We'll find out.
exactly. And so Hogwarts Legacy, that's coming soon. God of War
Yeah.
Ragnarok, that's coming soon. Tekken, we have not had an announcement for a new Tekken game yet. That coming soon. Demon Souls Club Weapon. I don't quite understand that because of the fact that that game has already come out. So that already just completely just breaks my entire theory. But we'll continue. Returnal, we got a Returnal symbol. I know Returnal just came out. So
Yeah.
could it be that they're maybe pushing for DLC? I would hope so. Dragon Quest, a new
Probably.
Dragon Quest is coming very soon. Sonic Ring, it was a Sonic Ring, and we got a new Sonic game that got announced at the beginning of this year for E3, maybe coming out very soon, like a full trailer. Fall Guys, clothing, blah blah blah. I think some of the
Yeah.
bigger things on here to me is one, a Helldivers logo. Now, to a lot of those who are watching and listening, you might not know what Helldivers is. Helldivers was an indie game that came out at the beginning of the PlayStation 4. It was like a 4-player co-op game where you just go, you drop into these random planets, and then it's like a top-down view shooter, and you just had to take down these alien mechs and that kind of stuff. I
Mm.
loved that game, and we have not seen it since. It's been a very, very long time. And for all the different logos that PlayStation could have used in this showcase, they literally could have shown a Twisted Metal logo. And because we know that Twisted Metal is coming out, like they're making it, they could have
Yeah.
shown I don't know, an Infamous logo because Infamous is owned by PlayStation. But the fact that they
Yeah.
showed a Helldivers logo, that makes me feel like we got something coming soon in regards to Helldivers. So all my Helldiver bros out there, stay tuned, boys. Stay tuned. We
Stay
got something.
tuned.
But
Stay tuned.
I think the big ones that we can actually be really, really stoked about as a whole is Resident Evil 4, the La Plagas logo. That right there indicates that one, we got Resident Evil remake was it remake? Resident Evil 2 remake and Resident Evil 3 remake. Those came out already. This year we got Resident Evil 8. It has already
Yeah.
been it's been talked about and rumored that Resident Evil 4, which is the most famous game in the entire series, is being worked on right now to be remade. It is famously known for being on the PlayStation 2 console. I love that game. This very well could be a sign showing that one, it's actually being made, and two, if PlayStation got the exclusive rights to this game, holy God Almighty! And then lastly is the Silent Hill 2 radio. To many of those who have been probably keeping up with this, there's been so many rumors in regards to the revival of Silent Hill. We do know that the studio behind the Medium are working on something with Konami. They have not confirmed that it's Silent Hill. Some are theorizing it is. There's been so many rumors that Hideo Kojima is working with Konami for a Silent Hill game. There's been rumors that this weird abandoned game is actually a Silent Hill game. Either or, the fact that they will show that radio from Silent Hill 2 in this is a huge indicator that something's happening. You just don't show you just don't throw these things out there just because. You have PR that literally looks over it and tells you, I don't know about that. That's okay. Like you are being meticulously watched. Everything is strategically being shown off for a reason. So
Yeah.
to anybody who's listening or watching, I want to know in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about all these different things. What are your theories regarding everything that happened in that opening teaser? Now,
Please.
after that opening teaser, I'm going to kick this off to you, Austin.
Yeah.
The entire showcase starts off, and we get Jim Ryan, the president of PlayStation, comes out, introduces us, and right off the bat, we see a huge announcement that Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is being remade. No date, but it's being remade by Aspire Media. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm very excited. Knights of the Old Republic is not only probably one of the best or the best Star Wars games ever made. It's one of the best RPGs ever made. It's gone down in history, as one of the best. It came out in 2003, I believe, was the initial release date. I remember when we were subscribed to the Game Informer magazine.
Heck yeah.
Way back in the day. I
yeah.
remember seeing, screenshots and a whole article about this game. And it's very exciting. And I think the thing that we need to emphasize with this announcement is that this is not a remaster of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. This is a remake. So when they're in the developer interview, when they were asking them, how is this different from the other ports they've done? Because Aspire is known to put a lot of the Star Wars games onto the next generation consoles. For the Nintendo Switch people, y'all got Jedi Knight Academy, Jedi Outcast, y'all got a Star Wars Republic Commando. Big games. The difference between this is that they are literally from the ground up, and they use that phrase a lot, from the ground up recreating Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. So this means that it's going to be completely updated. Visuals, character models. I mean, to a degree, when they interviewed them, they said, how much are you going to be changing the game? And they said, we're going to we are going to maintain the great story that is told in this game. So it's going to be the same story. It's probably going to be the same cutscenes, same worlds, same everything, but everything is just going to look a million times better. So yeah, it's very, very exciting for all the Star Wars fans out there that they're remaking this. And we were talking about, exclusive titles to PlayStation. This is an interesting thing because when this game was announced, everyone was like, are you kidding me? Yeah. PlayStation 5 only. It said this, PlayStation 5 console exclusive.
Yeah.
Which was really controversial for a lot of people. All the Star Wars fans are like, well, time to buy a PlayStation 5. I was one of those people like, oh, well, I guess I need to just buy a PlayStation 5. Yeah. Lucas Games came out later. Lucasfilms Games came out and said that no, there will be a PC release as well. So there's a speculation on whether it's going to be an initial PS5 release and then they're going to release it later for PC. I'm not quite sure on that. Also, I believe some people are saying that they're going to be released at the same time. So you are going to get a PS5, exclusive console release, but it is also going to be released on PC, which would make sense because a game is a PC. I mean, it was on consoles and stuff, but and it's, I don't know, it's an RPG. It's a very PC game. You know what I mean?
It is.
So we are getting it on PC regardless, which I'm very excited for. It would be great to own a PlayStation 5, but if it gets to that point and they release the title, at least I have a peace of mind knowing that I can still play it on my PC. That's exciting. And everyone's saying, Xbox players, sorry, you're not getting it at all. So that sucks for them. But it's very exciting.
Yeah, it is. And honestly, what's good about it, though, is the fact that it is a timed exclusive. So we don't know exactly how much time PlayStation has a hold of it. They could be like, we have it for a whole year and then it'll come out for Xbox. That's still not PC. That's still not fun. I believe that this game's going to come out on PS5 and PC side by side. I think
so
done.
Too.
I think that's it. Xbox, they're screwed. They're not getting it.
They're not going to get it. Yeah.
It's going to take them some time.
That really sucks.
So I had a couple questions. I've never played Knights of the Old Republic. It's not like one of those. It's not like an online game like Elder Scrolls Online, is it?
Correct. No, yeah. So Knights of the Old Republic is its own sort of non-online RPG game. They did later release the Star Wars: The Old Republic, which was the massive online MMORPG, which was similar to Warcraft or
Okay.
those types of titles. But no, this came before that, and it is its own little self-contained game. And actually, I'm actually playing through it for the first time. It is on
Nice.
It's on the App Store. It is on
Nice.
it is on your mobile App Store, on iOS, on Android. Obviously, it's on PC and
How's it
and all
running?
of that. But it's running really well. It's great. So I I have it on, my phone, and I'm using my Backbone controller. For those new listeners, the Backbone controller is essentially a controller that encases your phone and turns it into a mobile gaming device. Anyways, I've been playing it on that, and it's been a really, really great experience. It's a really great game to play. Obviously it's very old, 2003, but it still holds that. There is such a charm to it that it just keeps me going. And it's just difficult enough to really make me think, what's next? And it's really interesting. I'm so used to games now for giving me a waypoint for every mission. I just finished Red Dead, which we're going to talk about. But like, you're never going to wander around in Red Dead thinking where to go. And obviously that's because it's a massive open world game. But on KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, it's like, you really got to walk around these maps to figure out what to do next. And I'm like, am I about to Google what to do? And just when I'm at my wit's end, I randomly just walk into a room, and that's where I need to be. And it goes to a cutscene, and I'm like, finally!
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some nostalgia there. So it has been a joy to play. This is my first playthrough, so I'm excited to play that. And obviously there's a second one as well that they'll probably eventually remake and bring to PS5 and PC as well. So it's all very exciting.
Absolutely. It is very exciting. And unfortunately, no date. So they are working on it right now. So we do not even know when it's going to come out. My guess, 2023. I don't see this thing coming out 2022, especially the fact that, well, they're rebuilding it from the ground up, but they do have they have the blocks. It's not like they have to start all over again. They just they know where everything is going to go. They don't have to plan certain things. But I do know that they did hire on some new writers and things like that. So I don't know what exactly are they changing in regards to story. Are they adding? What are they doing?
Yeah, there might be some DLC. There might be some DLC that they're going to add. Yeah, could be.
So
it's exciting.
It is exciting. So along with Knights of the Old Republic, they announced a slew of other games. I'm just going to run through the ones that actually matter because some of the ones they've already shown off before. After Knights of the Old Republic, we got to see Project Eve, Forspoken, Kid Amnesia, which is being made by Radiohead and Epic Games. The most random thing ever, dude.
I know.
I don't listen to Radiohead, but this gives me like that. It reminds me of Travis Scott right now is making a game for PlayStation. And
it's interesting.
It gave me that weird vibe of like, why is what? Okay, cool.
So before this podcast, I actually saw that because I really like Radiohead, and I'm not a Radiohead head. I haven't listened through every album, but In Rainbows is like my favorite album. But yeah, I listened to the trailer and the audio. I had my headphones on, and like I was like, this is crazy. It looked really eerie, really cool. It's coming out for Epic Games too. Epic Games is gonna have it as well. So
I believe it. Yeah, well, I mean they are working with Radiohead to make this game, so that's why I'm wondering exactly. I don't know if Epic Games is making this. You know that there's gonna be some sort of Fortnite tie-in to kind of promote this thing as well, or whatever.
You'll get to play as Tom York, the lead guy of Radiohead on Fortnite.
I would not doubt it. I will not doubt it. We also got an announcement for this game called Tashia. And then after that, there was this break in the entire show that was like, look, guys, we're a PlayStation. Let's get into the good stuff, okay? I want to start off with Wolverine.
Yeah.
We get to that point, and within the past year and a half, Insomniac Games, the people who made Marvel Spider-Man in 2018, they released day one when the PS5 was released, Spider-Man Miles Morales, which was DLC.
Yeah.
A lot of people would like to say, okay, it wasn't as big as the Spider-Man proper game. It wasn't. But they have this good workflow that
Yeah.
Miles Morales takes place in New York. Spider-Man is in New York. They can just continue to generate stories within that same place and just update
Yeah.
the visuals and do whatever they can and pump out these stories. So
Yeah.
they came out with Miles Morales, and then not even like 7 months later, we got Ratchet and Clank: A Rift Apart. So
Mm-hmm.
not even within a year span, we got two Insomniac games. And then in this showcase, Insomniac announces two more games.
Two
They're
more.
they're crazy. And the
I
first
know.
one that they showed off was Wolverine. This
Sick.
this was the cool one. I do have to say it's just a CGI trailer. We
Yeah.
didn't see any gameplay. So, and we didn't
Right.
even get to see Wolverine's face. Like, we saw him unleash the claws, but other than
Yeah.
that, like, okay. But at the same time, it's that excitement of being like, yo, this looks like uh like, my hopes for this is that this is a mature, almost like
Yeah.
Logan Wolverine
Yeah.
game being made for
Grit.
consoles, gritty, gruesome.
Yeah.
Um, Austin, what was your first emotions when you saw the trailer, dude?
Yeah, it was very exciting. I love seeing the reactions on TikTok of people watching the live stream of this game because they're like, oh, Insomniac, Spider-Man, it's just Spider-Man, and then it goes into this, this rundown bar, and they're like, what is this? What? And and then it zooms over and it shows the hairy arms, and they're like,
Yeah.
Wolverine, that's his arms.
Yeah.
And then, the way they did it was really tasteful, and they just show the fist, and then it was really great. It's exciting. I'm really excited to see the mechanics of this game because I played a lot of the Wolverine games back in the day when like the X-Men movies were big. Like I would go to Blockbuster and rent the X-Men games, the Wolverine game, and those are really fun. And I really want this to be. I want it to be sort of like a combination. I like the Western theme going. I want it to be like a Red Dead Spider-Man game where it's like they don't hold back on gore. Like, it's bloody. I mean, how can you hide that? Like, how can you have massive blades coming out of your fists? Like,
Exactly.
You got to commit to it. Wolverine's a violent guy. Like, it's got to be violent. It's got to be violent. I hope that grit, that Western grit is like somehow incorporated.
Absolutely. And I think the teaser didn't really show like Austin said, we're panning into this bar that's completely just broken, body on the floor, body on top of the pool table. This dude is getting up because he got beat up. Like, there's beat up people, but the one thing I noticed is that there wasn't like blood just everywhere. And it doesn't mean that it's not going to be rated M. And again, a game does not need to be rated M to be good. I'm not saying that, but it's Wolverine, dude. Like,
it's Wolverine.
Everyone loved Logan. There's a reason why Logan was so impactful compared to the rest of the X-Men movies, because it was Wolverine in Wolverine's setting. So
absolutely.
I want to see
true to his character. It was true to his character. Yeah.
What's awesome about this is the fact that Wolverine is being the creative director is Brian Horton and game director is Cameron Christian, which are the ones who recently led Spider-Man Miles Morales. So they got off Miles Morales and are starting to work on Wolverine as we speak. Just to get ahead of it, there's no date on this game. This game is no date. Spider-Man 2 was announced, and that had a date for 2023. So
crazy.
If that tells you anything, Wolverine is maybe 2024. So
I'll wait. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they could surprise us and bring it before Spider-Man 2.
For real.
But they didn't give a date. I don't know. We'll see.
In my original thought was, okay, this is Wolverine made by Insomniac, the same people who did Spider-Man 2. Okay, if this is taking place in New York, then they can just utilize the entire city of New York all over again, but just build it for Wolverine. But that doesn't work because I'm going to be referring to a breakdown that was by Random Black Gamer on YouTube. I have all the links to a lot of this stuff in the show notes, guys. He broke this entire thing down really well. So starting off, the bar that we're shown is the Princess Bar. The Princess Bar is a bar that's in Madripoor, an island in Southeast Asia, divided between the wealthy high town and the poor, crime-ridden low town. We see Madripoor in Falcon and the Winter Soldier Disney Plus series. So that is the first time that we've seen that place. As so, I'm
Oh.
guessing that is the first time the public, per se, if they've seen the TV show, has seen Madripoor or even heard it mentioned. So
Yeah. Yeah.
this what this tells me is that already getting the feel for how Madripoor was, and we weren't even there for the long time in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It was a small amount of time,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
you got this feeling like, oh, this is a very violent, like kind of like grimy,
It's rough.
exactly, dark area. And so
Dystopian.
exactly. So we see Wolverine, Logan, he is in a bar that's in Madripoor. So that tells you a little bit as to the setting of the game. He's not going to be in New York for what we know based on this teaser. He's in Madripoor in Lowtown. And the reason why I say Lowtown is because on the sticker that was on the fridge, these people are crazy, dude.
These people are nuts.
Yeah. On a
I love
sticker,
it.
a sticker that was on the fridge says Radio Lowtown 1048. Now, Lowtown is part of Madripoor. It is, like I said, the crime-ridden area of that area. But the importance is that it says 1048. That's not just a random radio station. 1048
Never is.
never is. 1048 is the official universe number of the Insomniac Spider-Man series. So
Oh.
Spider-Man Insomniac takes place on Earth 1048. So that is where this is practically
Okay.
showing that Wolverine and Spider-Man from Insomniac games, they're connected. They're one and the same. So they're
Oh
in the
my
same
God.
world. So on top of that, we get to see a license plate that says HLK 181. What that is in reference to is Hulk 181. Hulk 181, issue 181 is when Wolverine was first introduced to the Marvel universe as a whole. So
Bro, collab?
that's
Hulk
my
and
thing,
Wolverine
dude.
collab?
Exactly. There's a lot of stories
Wow.
of Hulk and Wolverine either collabing or fighting each other. A lot of it is fighting. And so could
Yeah.
it be like, could this story be like the Hulk is just completely on a rampage? He's in Madripoor. Wolverine, you have to go and take him down or whatever. That'd
Yeah.
be crazy, dude.
That'd be sick.
really, really, really dope. So, other than all of that, that's kind of all that we have in regards to this entire series. I'm excited. My
Yeah.
excitement for this is really, really, really up there. And
we
I'm
got
hoping,
we got Venom's coming to Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Is a big thing. Yeah,
Exactly.
That's cool. That'll be sweet.
so, and that's the thing is, I feel like Insomniac is building up this big thing right now.
Yeah.
think
it's
when-
like their own universe.
Exactly. When Spider-Man came out on the PlayStation 4, Insomniac was not acquired by PlayStation yet. They were still their own selves. They were still exclusive to themselves. And in the Spider-Man game, the Avengers Tower is in there. Like Peter
Yeah.
acknowledges the fact that the Avengers are a thing. The Avengers are in this world. Blah 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 blah. We don't ever see them though. Now
Yeah,
that
yeah.
PlayStation has acquired Insomniac, Spider-Man did amazing for them.
Yeah.
And on top of that,
Yes.
this relationship between Marvel and Insomniac as a developer is growing stronger
Yeah.
and stronger to the point that one, we got Spider-Man, we got Miles Morales, now we got Spider-Man 2 that introducing Kraven the Hunter because you can hear his voice in that trailer. And then
Oh yeah.
Venom as well, which is a huge deal because that's what all
Yeah.
that people want is Spider-Man and Venom to fight up against each other.
I know.
That's all they want.
I know.
And so the
Yep.
fact that we're getting that in a game that's being made by Insomniac, which is a first party studio with PlayStation, which is also making a Wolverine game in the same universe, the possibilities of PlayStation being able to bank off of the fact that they can create this whole Marvel Cinematic Universe within their own exclusive ecosystem is mind-boggling, dude.
Yep. So basically, if you want to play a good if you're a superhero MCU fan, Marvel fan, you have to own a PlayStation 5 because that's where they're all. I'm sorry, the Avengers video game, it's just not cutting it. It's just not cutting it.
It was
all
not
right.
good, guys. It was not
It
good
was
at
not that
all.
good.
No.
It was not that good.
No.
I didn't like it that much.
It was fun for a little bit of time, but then as time moved on, you're like, it's done.
Sure. I liked the first. I didn't play through the whole game, but the first like 2 hours of the game are really good because I like Miss Marvel. I think she's a great hero. But then it just got too, too much all at once. It was just like, and all these missions, I'm like, these are just gonna take forever.
Yeah.
I just want a good story. I just want to
Exactly.
whatever. I digress. The Insomniac is killing it with the Marvel superhero games, and I'm so excited to see what they're gonna do with it in the future.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be
Absolutely.
great.
And to end this entire PlayStation Showcase thing real quick, we got to see God of War Ragnarok, some gameplay for that. We got to see a story teaser. The big thing about it is the fact that this is the end of the Norse saga. So this is the end. This is the second game to the last one that came out in 2018. The end of this Norse saga done in Norse mythology. We got to see that the game is taking place a few years after God of War 2018. I'm gonna want to
Yeah.
I want to go over this with Adam, maybe in a separate video because of the fact that we both
Sure.
have beat this games, and I want to get into some spoilers with him to kind of come up with some ideas as to what this all can mean. So
Absolutely.
stay tuned for that, listeners and viewers on the Ambitious Casual channel. But just a couple of extra details. Fimbulwinter has come to Midgard. Everything has been frosted over. All 9 realms are accessible. It was only used to be 6 of them. Now all 9 are. And then there were some complaints about the fact that they were reusing animations from the original 2018 game, and that Thor looked horrible. And
I loved Thor.
it pissed me off, dude, because I was like, okay, this person on Twitter had like a side by side of an animation of Kratos getting into the boat from the 2018 game, and then Kratos getting into the boat in this God of War Ragnarok. And sure, the animation looks the same. That's fine. The thing that I pointed out was like, do you not see the difference graphically between the two? Like,
yeah.
when I played God of War 2018, I thought this thing is pushing the limits. And then you look at
Yeah.
the newest thing, I'm like, oh my god, this is pushing the limits even
Well, that's
more.
Yeah, that's the thing though. We're in such a phase right now of video games where it's like 20 games in 2018 still look absolutely incredible, and and so it's like, how much can you really graphically and
Yeah.
motion wise? I mean, it's motion capture. We are capturing human beings doing these actions. So it's like, I don't get what people are so upset about. Like, how can you make him getting into a canoe look any better than it was in the last game? Like,
Exactly. Exactly.
People, man, people.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is I think the jump between the two generations is not mainly going to be like a night and day huge thing. It's mainly going to
No.
be on the small details. And the one thing that I noticed in that trailer, I was like, yo, if you stare at Kratos' neck, like the back of his neck where there's wrinkles, I was like, that is the most realistic looking skin in a video game I've ever seen. And that's in game. The game is being
my
played
God.
at the moment. So
I can't believe it.
either or, I'm really excited for all things going on with PlayStation and the showcase. I was a
Yeah.
little disappointed because I felt like we just got a bunch of CGI trailers and then one
That's
dive into God of War. But I do know for a fact they are working on a lot of stuff. They have a lot of things. I'm just wondering,
Yeah.
maybe we'll see some more either at the Game Awards or maybe they have another showcase planned soon. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see.
All what I do know is this. My Venmo will be in the show notes for a PlayStation 5. So if you could just send me money, that would be great. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. We only accept a minimums of hundreds. And
That's right. At least 100. That's just 5 people. That's it. We just need 5 people to give me $100.
We just need 5 people right now to go and donate $500 to Austin.
If you can commit right now.
Oh god.
Oh my god.